So do you think specifically then that Sean Diddy Combs or people affiliated with him did something to you that caused you to have multi-organ failure?
I believe this to be the case, yes. Absolutely.
Wow.
My first time saying it.
Are you concerned that he still has power outside of incarceration?
Remember, I'm the only one who spoke up, and I'm the only one left alive. Yes, many, many years ago, I posted some information that was, basically trying to save my life. And thank goodness to my ex, the wonderful Kim Porter, the late Kim Porter, who, kind of warned me all along the way to, just kind of watch your back, so on and so forth. And I didn't understand why.
Because of Diddy.
Basically.
Do you believe that she died of pneumonia?
Absolutely not.
Why? What evidence do you have?
She was in the best of health. We just saw each other prior to her passing.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. There are some big updates in P. Diddy's legal situation. The court recently reached a decision. He was cleared of the serious sex trafficking and RICO charges. However, he was found guilty on 2 lesser charges related to prostitution. His legal team tried to get him released on bail, but the judge said no. Since he was denied bail before the trial and now has convictions, the judge didn't see a reason to change that. The court also pointed out Diddy's history of violence 7 during the investigation. He was involved in an incident with one of the victims. That, along with past abuse toward Cassie, showed the judge he still poses a risk. Now, Diddy must remain in jail until his sentencing on October 3rd, lest the judge moves it up based on sentencing rules and the fact that this is his first offense. He likely won't get the full 20 years. Prosecutors want 4 to 5 years, while his lawyers are pushing for just 2, since he's already served 10 months. A 2-year sentence would mean he's only got about a year left. What shocked people was Kim Porter's best friend, Ebony Electra, supporting Diddy after the verdict. She praised the outcome, saying it was God's will, even though she knew how Diddy treated Kim. Some even believe Kim didn't die of pneumonia, but something more sinister. Her ex, Albie Shore, hinted that Diddy may have had a hand in it, and possibly in his own health scare too.
There have been rumors circulating online that Diddy may have poisoned Jamie Foxx, which caused his 2023 hospitalization.
Jamie Foxx said out of his mouth that his partner handed him an Advil, and after he took that Advil, he woke up 22 days later. That's what he said out of his mouth. I know this situation is dangerous. I've had several attempts on my life throughout my career. I've been poisoned 3 times. My toxicology report showed cyanide. And cyanide metabolizes into pneumonia in your body. So I've had pneumonia on 3 occasions.
Well, there was, of course, the case of one of his other ex-girlfriends, Kim Porter, who died of pneumonia at a very young age. You just referenced your own situation with pneumonia that you believe was deliberate poisoning. Do you believe that may be what happened to her?
Why are so many people coming down with pneumonia? Why is that happening to everybody? Where have you ever seen this many cases of pneumonia associated with one situation? So,
Many folks don't think Kim Porter died from natural causes. Some believe she may have been poisoned. A bodyguard named Big Homie Cease claims this kind of thing happens often in Hollywood. He even hinted Diddy could be involved. Skasaz shared. So much, he reportedly left the country for his own safety. Ask ChatGPT.
She and I were supposed to go to Palm Springs. And then she calls me that day. She's like, I can't go. I'm like, why? She's like, Puff called. Like, he wants me to go to the Turks and Caicos. And she's like, I gotta go. And I was like, okay. But what was weird is that something about her was kind of off. Like, so he's good, but suddenly she's not,
Right.
And then it was his 50th birthday. And we were supposed to go to the party together. And she had called me 3 times being like, you're coming, right? And I'm like, I'm coming. Mm-hmm. And then the day of the party, she never called me. And I was like, that's weird. And then I called her and she's like, yeah, the girls came in town. And I was like, okay. So that's kind of weird. And then I remember seeing pictures of her at the party and I'm like, yo, this like doesn't even look like her. Like something's weird. And then through a few days later, she's really sick. And she's like, oh man, I have this like crazy flu. And I called her, I'm like, what's up? And I remember she was like, I'm so sick. And that's how she sounded on the phone. And I was like, Kim, why do you sound like that?
Yeah.
Like, this was somebody that would be like, she was like, her voice had a melody. She'd be like, hey, hey, hey. And like, she sounded like this like guttural, weird sound. And I was like, are you okay? Mm-hmm. Like, what's going on? And so then I remember I texted her, I don't know, the next day. And I'm like, Kim, are you okay? And she goes, Kimberly down, is what she wrote in the text message.
Yeah.
Just, like weird. And then the next day she was gone.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
Seriously? Whoa.
So honestly, I mean, Vanessa, what I thought it was like, this is like a spiritual death. Like some shit went down.
I think it was Kim's birthday or even Diddy's birthday, and they went over to the Miami house, and they said that Kim had an IV in her arm the whole night. So I guess she was feeling sick or wasn't feeling right, and they put the IV in her. But she said that whole night that Kim had the IV and she was acting funny. And they thought it was just because of drinks or something, like, oh, Kim must be drunk or something. But she said, Bonds, she literally only had 2 drinks. And she said the next day is when Kim started complaining about being sick. And they was, you know, they had family members that was over there close to her and stuff like that. And they said one of the young girls left that morning to take the twins to school. And when they came back, Kim had passed away.
Honestly, this all sounds straight out of conspiracy blogs. But when you piece it together, something really odd happened around Kim Porter's death. One friend, Sahara, said Kim was acting strange just before she passed. Then her bodyguard, Roger Bonds, shared something chilling. He said Kim got sick right after attending one of Diddy's parties. They were supposed to head to Palm Springs that day, but she canceled suddenly. Bonds recalled something about her was off. Then there was Diddy's 50th birthday party. Sahara called Kim excitedly, but she never showed up. The girls came in town, Kim gave as her excuse. But photos later showed someone at the party almost unrecognizable as Kim. A few days after that, Kim got severely ill. Sahara called her and she sounded terrible. Her voice was rough, nothing like her usual warm tone. The next day, Kim texted, Kimberly, down and then gone. Gone too soon. Bonds also said Kim had been hooked up to an IV at a Miami party, supposedly because she felt ill. Salongoers assumed she was merely drunk. She reportedly only had 2 drinks. But the next morning, after the twins' caretaker left, Kim passed away. That timeline party for drip, sudden illness, death feels suspicious. Was it natural? Or was something else happening behind the scenes? No one knows for sure, and I can't say Diddy did anything. But many people find the whole situation deeply unsettling. This is also why some fans were taken aback when Kim's friend Ebony, Electra, praised Diddy's verdict in court. Ebony, who is like family to Kim, publicly celebrated the decision. That raised eyebrows, especially since there's been talk that Kim didn't die of simple pneumonia. There are whispers she might have been poisoned like Beverly Hills gossip level. Rumors dot, but as the story spread, a hidden narrative started shifting perspectives. Even more, celebrities like Tiny Harris chimed in. Under Ebony's celebratory post, Tiny wrote, "People want to charge you so bad for being freaky. It's nasty work." That shocked some watchers. This case wasn't about consensual adult behavior, it was about alleged abuse, trafficking, and harm. But Tiny and others who support Diddy might believe the guilty verdict could threaten their own risky lifestyles. They might be worried that if Diddy gets nailed, others could be next. So they're defending him to protect themselves too. What's sad is that in all this, the real victims, the women who say they were hurt, are often overlooked. The focus shifts to Diddy's fame or relationships, overshadowing their suffering. And this isn't even the first time Diddy has dodged serious trouble. Back in 1991, He planned a big concert at City College in NYC, oversold tickets, didn't get proper insurance, and one person died in a stampede. He could have faced serious charges, but somehow escaped. Then, in 1999, there was a shooting at a nightclub where he was present. A woman was shot, the blame fell on another man, and Diddy walked free, even though many believed he was at fault. These incidents show a pattern of danger, but little accountability. Today, after everything from the stampede to shooting, from Kim's suspicious death to multiple allegations, Diddy is still here. Some say he's lucky. But the bitter truth is, if things stay the same, he might get away with it yet again. And that's what makes this whole saga feel endless. So yes, look at the dots. Strange behavior before Kim's death. Confusion and shock. Heavy praise from close friends once Diddy walked free. And a legal cultural system that often favors him. These pieces don't prove conspiracy, but they raise serious doubts. And when tons of people are talking about it, there's probably something real under the rumors. Now, I know this is heavy, but what do you think? Are all these details just coincidence, or is something intentional happening behind the scenes? And do you believe Kim's friends who stood by Diddy, even amid suspicion? I want to hear your honest take. Leave your thoughts.
Because I am the woman who he shot in the face. And never changed what I said. I watched him. I got pow-powed in the face. I watched him fire the gun. I've said it all this time. Even the surgeon who did my surgery to take out part of the bullet fragments that was aspirating into my lungs and try to remove as many bullet fragments as possible testified in the criminal trial that while they were putting me under, I was screaming, "Puffy, pew pew me in the face." He testified in the criminal trial. It is in the record. They all knew he did it. Everybody knew he did it. But he paid off the club bouncer named Sharice and all these other people and the club owners with their video to hide the video. That's his MO. I told everybody that. This man almost took my life, has traumatized my life, has caused undue harm, irreparable damage to my life, lied his behind off. I've had all these youngins on the internet harassing me, swearing that I'm making it up that he did it. And look what he did to Little Rod. He threatened him. "Oh, you don't think I bust my gun? I shot up the club in Club New York and let Shine take the fall for it. I shot them people."
So, did he manage to avoid serious punishment again? Even though the public saw what he did to Cassie and heard stories about his violent behavior with other women, he only ended up with a lighter sentence. There were reports that he kidnapped someone, destroyed property, blackmailed, and threatened others. It's shocking that he wasn't convicted on the more serious charges like RICO and trafficking. Maybe the prosecutors didn't present a strong enough case, but that doesn't erase what he's done. At least he was finally found guilty of something, even if it was just the prostitution charges. That alone is big, considering how long he's gotten away with terrible behavior. If he keeps this up once he's out, he may not be so lucky next time. This should be a wake-up call not just for him, but for anyone living recklessly and thinking they'll never be held accountable.